already way past what you folks are watching. How many hours are you gonna get? Even if you chain smoke them, you'll never live. But you act like a star, you're flossing. The bike tried to act like a car, so the car hit. I'll be honest, honey, you make it too easy to take your money. I'm styling on you and I just stepped in. Wild and vicious on some raccoon shit. I don't throw bombs, I throw titans.
What? What? Yo, Dynasty. I had to pull the track back just because I wanted to hear that line. I don't throw bombs, I throw titans. Jeez. Okay. So, welcome beings. I didn't know I was going to do a live right now. I'm on live on YouTube. Oh, my bad. Live on Conxcious Productions Facebook page and Instagram at NuNewsVibes, VYBZ. So if you're on Facebook, you're not following my shit on Instagram, go for it. Okay. So, thank you for watching this. This is going to be uploaded on YouTube as well, on my YouTube page, Conxcious Productions. If you don't know how to spell that, you'll find out on either of my pages how to do that. So CONXCIOUS Productions, PRODUXTIONS. Okay, so I really wanted to come on here to talk about this. This is so important for me to share. Losing is a state of mind. I had a really interesting conversation with a being today, and they said, "You're lost." It was so interesting because I've been playing with the idea of myself in general, so it was not a coincidence that this conversation showed up to be emphasize my vibration, which is losing is a state of mind, right? So now we have to go backtrack, and to lose is LOSE, like loss, right? Peace Queen. So losing is a state of mind. And when so the person had said, "You're lost," as if I had lost something in my life because I'm not doing an opportunity. But if you believe the fact that losing, just because you don't have that, the void of something in your life doesn't necessarily mean you're defeated, right? Because sometimes we have this connection that losing needs to be defeat, but it's not. It's just like how failure has this negative connotation, as if it doesn't help, right? So in that moment when this individual said, "You're lost for not engaging in this opportunity that I'm presenting for you," I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't lose, I level up. And in that moment, it just allowed me to think, like, when we lose our keys, when we lose something that's really important to us, you feel that weight in your heart, and that weight is actually self-created. We create that weight, right? If we miss the bus and it just passes by, we technically have lost something. But I'm going to teach you being on this video, first and foremost, how to experience something that you have an expectation of. Hey, see, right? And how to have an expectation, and always knowing that you not being in a space of something else, or it not working out in that perspective. I want to be more specific. When you feel like you really wanted something and the urge of that grab was so tight that it feels like you wow, you know what I'm doing in my heart as I'm explaining this to you? I'm like, what does the feeling of loss feel like? Now, and I'm like, I need to ask him this motherfucking question. What does the feeling of loss feel like? Because I'm here explaining it and what it feels like to me, but I want y'all to write this shit out. What does the feeling of loss feel like? Because that's the stuff that's going to trigger you. That's the stuff that's your motivating factor when you feel like you've lost at a battle, when you feel like you've lost an item in your home, when you feel like something that was supposed to be yours isn't, and when you're missing out. So I've retrained my belief system. I've retrained my philosophy to know that loss doesn't mean I'm defeated. Loss doesn't mean that I don't get to do it again, bigger or better. Loss doesn't mean I've taken 10 steps back or gone to a problem in my past that I wasn't supposed to deal with. Loss, give me a second. Loss just means not in this moment for me. That's what loss means. Not in this moment. So what I did was I actually fucking Googled this shit, right? So to loss, L-O-S-E, it means, as a verb, it means be deprived of or cease to have or refrain from something. So it literally just means that you do not have that thing anymore. So that an energetic, emotional connection that you have with loss, let's just say when you lost like your keys, right? That energetic connection is what allows more of that pain. So I've been playing around with this. It's been very interesting. What I've been doing is, my past self, when I would lose stuff, I would fucking freak out and just go all out, search all my shit. And that would be the similar energy when I felt like I lost at an interview, when I used, like do all these part-time jobs and stuff. And what I've been playing with recently, and I'm going to invite you to play with this energy as well, is just to know, honor the feeling, like this is gone somewhere, right? This item, let's just focus on an item right now. So like this item is gone somewhere, it's going to show up, right? It's going to show up, like I know it's somewhere here, it's going to show up. But the belief that I'm holding that it's going to show up, right? Now, second belief system that I hold, belief that I hold is if I have lost it, meaning not being in my physical reality, means that something bigger and better is showing up. Period. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay. My lighter, all right? Like, this is how, like, energy works on a day-to-day motherfucking basis. My lighter, okay? I have 3 lighters in the house, and I kept them, like, all at different places. One for my candles, up top, one in my washroom, one in another cupboard, right? And then I was like, yo, what the, like, where's my black lighter? Like, I was looking for the black lighter because I could see 2, but not the 3rd one. And my old self, my old Nunu, would, like, frantically run around like trying to find the lighter. This time, because of the belief system that I've trained myself to have, to know that I know that it's going to show up, I know it's here somewhere, and I know that that if not, did I lose it? Yeah, and if not, I'm just going to get another one or have another one, or you know what I mean? And with that, I casually, with ease, found it. Because when you're in that fight or flight survival mode, you're in a different thought pattern, you're in a different brain pattern, your breath changes, your heart closes, your anxiety shoots up. And all of these experiences are going to yo Kelvin, what up, fam? All these experiences are going to prevent you and further distance you from what you're actually seeking. That applies into all aspects of your life. Another example, shoes. Okay, so I moved into my new apartment. I had these like slip-on moccasin shoes, right? I put my shoes outside my house because I just like it. I shop my house. I have a little shoe rack, and then my shoes, after I went to go do the garbage, wasn't there. They weren't there. I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck? These are my neighbors, take my fucking shoes. So I was like, yeah, and I was just like, alright. So I meant to text them and be like, yo, who the fuck took my shoes? But like, who's gonna admit, yeah, you know what, I took your shoes? Who's really gonna do that? You know what I mean? They're like, sorry, my friend had to go borrow your shoes for some reason. Like, why? I didn't even think that someone would admit that they stole my shoes. So I was like, fuck it. You know what I mean? And I didn't even make a big deal in my heart about it, right? I was like, okay, that was gone. And I was like, I'm just going to receive bigger and better. Because I held that belief system, I guess I'm not even fucking joking. So I'm walking down the street, and just down the street here in Toronto, you fucking find all this cool shit. And there's this rack of shoes, like really good shoes, okay? There was like these boat shoes, these fucking combat shoes, and some other pair of shoes. And then they're men's shoes, obviously, so I got them for my homeboy. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna bring these and see if he likes them, because he's a size 10. I'm gonna bring the shoes right now. I'm gonna show you what the fuck I'm talking about. They're not some ratchet ass shoes, okay? One second. Alright, so I fucking got these shoes, and they were too big for my boy, okay? These are the shoes. They're nice, no? They're nice, no? Okay. So my boy's like, nah, these don't fit me. They're not like fitting my size. Like, all right, cool. And then it occurred to me, I'm like, whoa, now I have flats to take out my garbage, because that's literally all I would wear them for. Take out the garbage and bring them back in. They were like my outdoor casual shoes. And so with that, what that taught me was, when you have this idea of loss, in that it's as if you feel like you're not good enough, the self-worth belief that you losing something reduces your worth, that in that moment distances you from giving you bigger and better. That in that moment is going to sever that connection from exactly what you're looking for. And I want you to know that, like, in that moment when this individual is like, oh, it's your loss that you're not seeking this opportunity, I was like, fam, I don't feel defeated because I'm not seeking this opportunity. Yeah, I'm maybe losing out. Like, let me finish this sentence first. Yeah, maybe it seems like I'm losing out on an opportunity because I'm not pursuing it in the measure that you want to pursue it. But that does not mean that I don't get to be awesome. But that does not mean that just because I'm not pursuing this opportunity doesn't mean I'm going to have 6 more coming through. Doesn't mean that I get to choose which kind of opportunities that roll through. You know what I mean? And even when someone says you're lost, like, does that impact you? Like, you know, it triggered me a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck you mean you're lost? Is that person's loss, okay? And I honored that. I was like, no, I don't lose. And even if I did lose out on this opportunity, it does not mean that I am defeated. So that's my main point for this video, okay? Now, definition of lose. Like, I want you to really just take a moment, take this evening, take whatever, the rest of your day, whenever you watch this, because it's going to be up on YouTube, on what does it mean to lose something? What does it mean to have something gone? And what energy do you attach to it? So I think I talked about this already. If I bring it up again, I think I'm going to be redundant. So do you have any questions? Do y'all have any questions in particular? Let me know. I can answer anything in particular. I think my heart used to be very, very heavy. Hold on. Let me page right. Yeah, I'm so down to have it live on your page. It'd be dope. I think that there's this feeling of heaviness to lose, as if we don't have enough. So when you put a lot of weight on something because you don't have enough and that you lost it, yeah, sounds good. That sounds good. I'm down. When you lose it, it hurts even more, right? So I remember just growing up, like, that was a thing that I was taught. Like, you know, you really need to be present. Like, you can't be losing shit because we don't have enough to lose. Like, we can't afford to lose, right? You can't afford to lose. Now think about that in like a mental space. Like, you can't afford to lose. What does that mean? Right? Like, I live my best life every single day, and I just choose not to feel defeated. But does that mean I'm losing? Now, again, it really comes back to how you define losing, right? Because to lose for me is not is not that I'm less than. So I want to bring this on a race. There's a winner and there's a loser, you know? So if there's a winner, they have won the race, obviously. So if there's a loser, what does that mean? It just means that they hadn't gone to the line faster than the other person, right? But the energy that we use behind the word, oh my gosh, you're such a loser, just how like, oh, you play like a bitch, right? It's the same energy. It's the connotation behind it that that regulates how you're going to take the information in. So now if you have a belief system that says, oh, you know what, I'm actually going to sit out on this opportunity, and yeah, it might be that I lose out on it because it's a certain time frame that it's being offered to me on a plate, but it's okay. You have to believe that there's more coming to you always. Because if you don't, then that's when the loss feels harder, like defeat. Yeah. Good fucking points. Try to see if there's anything else. There's a beautiful quote that says, other people cannot make you feel inferior without your consent. So if someone says you're a loser, dead ass in your eyes, says you're a fucking loser, how do you react to that? What energy is being ignited up to that? Because if they're saying something like that, like how does that cause you to react? What energy does it bring forth? Like, does it bring anger? Does it bring disgrace? Does it bring fear up that might be true? If someone said to me, I'm a fucking loser, like in that connotation, I'd be very upset. I'm just straight up gonna be so honest. Like, I'd be very upset, and my instinct would be to hit them. And I feel like my sensei would be like, you learn to fight so you don't have to. So now this work that I'm talking about would come in, right? This person cannot make me feel inferior if I do not feel any ways that they've called me a fucking loser. Just like if someone says, yeah, this person has a block in their life, or this person, blank. It's that's just one belief of their experience of you. It could potentially be true in one aspect, but does it have to be true in your reality? No, it doesn't have to be true in your reality. So, coming back to losing. Losing is a state of mind, okay? To lose does not mean to feel defeated, only if you've addressed the defeat to lose something. And if you lose something physically as well, you can actually have more ease in your life when you know that there's more coming, or that you will continue to find it. It's in a micro level, just like all the examples of the shoes and the lighter examples that I've given you. Like, I've really been playing with this idea of like, oh shit, like, I'm looking for this, I can't find it. And then like rechanneling that energy into, it'll show up. This or something better. That's my philosophy. This or something better. And that's just what I hold. That's what I'm allowing to be in my auric field. And so this or something better shows up. The shoes needed to go. A new pair of shoes came in. I found the lighter that I was looking for. But if I didn't, I would have probably been gifted a lighter, or I would have just gone and bought a lighter, because maybe I didn't need 3. But if I did need a third one, I just go buy another one. And again, that's the replenishing of the abundance. Now, if you, in a physical form, if you are continuously losing something, that's a big sign that there's something happening in your energetic pattern that you need to check. You need to look at yourself for. So, if someone continuously loses their phone, right? You have to see, what does a phone do? A phone is connection, right? So you have to energetically see what the theme of is happening. If you're losing your connection all the time, that leads you to connect with people, then there's something happening in that way, in your other parts of your life that's allowing you to lose your phone. Okay? If you continuously lose your keys, okay, I would say if you were continuously using your keys, it would mean presence. That you have lack of presence within the 3D reality of who you are as an individual. And I would say like keys open doors, right? So if you're losing out on keys that open doors, you're missing out on opportunities. That's like, those are like pieces of information that show you what loss means in different perspectives. So I'm so glad that we fucking went through this concept of what losing is, what loss means, and how you can always never feel defeated. Never feel defeated. Okay, let me give you now I'm like thinking about like when you're in a fight. So I'm a martial arts student. I'm not practicing fully right now, but always once a student, always a student. So when I would spar, that was like a big ego thing that we had to learn. Like if someone punched me, and the first few times I was learning how to spar, my ego would come up. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna smack the fuck out of this person. I'm gonna smack the fuck out of this person. And then my sensei was like, you need to watch on technique. If you get triggered every time this person is punching you in the face, how are you gonna maneuver yourself to have your technique? You know? Same shit. It's the same awesome, beautiful motherfucking concepts. So eventually they first of all, when they would first try to punch me, it wasn't phasing me. My emotions were just observing, but not soaking in the effect into my muscle memory. And that is something, that's a beautiful concept that I just brought up, because when we do that, when we feel defeated, we soak up the energy of defeat in our muscle memory, and that's why it feels heavy. That's why it feels dense. That's why it feels empty. That's why it feels like the void, right? And so it feels sorrowful, very a lot of sorrow in your experience. And so learning to transmute that energy in a lighter way, in a way that's more loving to yourself, in a way that's more easier for you to flow with. Yeah, easier to flow with. I think that's when it's most efficient, right? Because I just want to go back to the example that permeated this conversation. This person said, hey, I have an opportunity for you. Here you go. I was like, thank you. I'm not ready for this. So, but I'm thank you for planting the seed. Your loss. I got triggered. I was like, why do I feel defeated that I'm choosing not to pursue an opportunity that I don't feel ready for, or that's not serving my best interest? Why do I have to feel defeat in that moment? And so I recalibrated my thought process in that moment, because you can recalibrate every thought that you want. We can recalibrate thoughts that from feeling bad to feeling good. So in that moment, I was like, I did have an experience of one train of thought was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm missing out on something, and I feel like I really should be listening to this person. That was one train of thought. That was one dimension of reality that was simultaneously happening, because there's infinite dimensions of reality that are always happening. And then another one was happening, and I was like, I was getting cocky. My ego was shooting up. I was like, who the fuck does this person think they are? Like, they don't know me. Like, you know what I mean? And then that was one reality. And another reality was like, I'm seeing this person project their views okay, I don't feel lost. I don't feel like I'm defeated. All right. So then I said, I don't lose. I only level up. And I chose what train of thought, what energy, what frequency, what reality I wanted to send in my consciousness, send more into my future, right? Because if I'm saying I never lose, I only level up, and I believe that from the core of my soul, that's all I'm ever going to receive. Even if certain items are misplaced or taken out of my life, I believe there's a purpose. I think every single thing has a purpose. Nothing is a motherfucking coincidence. That's a philosophy I live by. That's a rule I live by. So everything has a purpose. Like my logo, my business brand, Conscious Productions, is sacred geometry. It's a triangle with a circle. Okay? And that exists within everything that we live in. And so everything is always connected and all one. So when something is quote unquote taken, extracted, either there was a feeling of guilt for having it, but I don't want to like even tap into that because there's so much that could like there's so much that can be addressed when you feel like you've lost something. And so in order to like understand what that means when you've physically lost an item, physically lost a person, or physically lost an opportunity. Hi, blessings. You really have to tap into yourself to dive in and know what that means. So I'm actually done my piece. We were talking about how losing is a state of mind and defeat is a state of mind. Defeat and loss are two different things. And when you connect the two and embrace that into your muscle memory as pain, that's when you feel like you can't create more abundance in your life. So this video is going to be up on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, you should definitely subscribe. I was just talking about some amazing things, so I'm out. I don't want to repeat myself again. I really appreciate y'all coming through. If you have any questions, comment right now and I'll answer them. If you want to see this video again, it's going to be up on YouTube momentarily. So I'm going to post it up and you're going to hear about it. No, I'm not talking about feet, but it's funny that you're saying feet because I have a concept coming in the background about feet. We're just exiting the winter time and our feet have been in boots a lot, so I want us to really pay attention to what that feels like to our feet and how I can promote you having healthy feet and promote like exercises for your feet and giving your feet some tender love and care. But that's another video. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed on my YouTube, it's Conxcious Productions, CONXCIOUX. Productions is PRODUXTIONS. Thank you. I love you. You're amazing. I'm not showing you my feet. Not right now. In the next video, I definitely will. What else? Announcements. I have cannabis yoga that is happening here in Toronto. Shout out to Organja, who is co-facilitating that. It's a Rastafari grassroots organization that I've collaborated with. We teach about ganja and ceremonial and sacramental use of the plant and how you can incorporate creativity into your 3D reality when you have those eye-opening ideas. How to address paranoia, because a lot of people, they have paranoia sometimes when they smoke ganja, because there's things lurking in your shadows, and if you don't know what those are, I can help you with that, because I do ganja therapy sessions as well. So in the cannabis yoga sessions, we address that. Now that it's legal in Canada, Toronto, there's been a whole decade, thousands of years, there's been a lot of years where we've had this fear in the back of our head, like, I better not be caught. And so with that concept of I better not be caught is ingrained again in your muscle memory. So I'm holding space for you to release that fear, because you need to massage out that fear in order to fully be yourself. So if you still have that, for example, like this was a few months ago, I was smoking in my girl's car and I saw security walking past the club, and like a little piece was like, pay attention, Anoushka, there's a security right there. And I was like, wait a minute, why am I doing that? Ganja is thank you, appreciate the beautiful love. Ganja is legal right now. I keep saying it's free. It is free. Is legal right now. So why am I fearing it? And so I was like, yo, I need to teach this to my clients, because they're probably having these notions in the back of their consciousness as well. Okay, cannabis yoga, Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you want more information, holler at your girl. I do 5-month private sessions. So it's Akashic and clarity sessions. So ideally, helping people to level up to their best self. I'm really good at breaking barriers of thought that prevent you from being your best self. So if you're interested in that, right now the prices are $222 for each month, and bi-weekly payments are available, and a pay in full option is available. And you do get it cheaper. The price in April, which is in a week and a bit, is going to change. It's going to go higher. So if you are interested in locking yourself in for this 5-month program, reach out to me. We'll have a talk. We'll talk about how this is a good synergy, and how me being the leader, the teacher, the presence that I am can help you up level, because it needs to be a space of up leveling. That's what I want to hold space for both of us on our ends, right? So I want to be there and consistency wise and holding that for you. So if you're interested, holla. I love you all. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to Conxcious Productions, New News Vibes. I love y'all. Peace and blessings. Remember, losing doesn't have to feel like defeat. Out.